So today I'm going to do kind of like a little review, but also a training on how to use this. So this is right here. You probably have seen this on Amazon or eBay or whatever. And this is essentially a 40 kV. It's or this would be RMS, so that's AC, 28 kV AC voltage probe. And this thing is a little unique. It's not going to use your normal meter. This is essentially meant to be used with a multimeter. And you take these two leads and you plug it into your multimeter like so, right? And then it's extremely important that you take this last lead and you keep this connected to the ground. This should be on ground before you do anything, really, because if you don't properly ground this meter, then it's floating at whatever voltage you apply to it. That's going to be a bad day. So these are just two zip ties I put here for so I could tie it up to something. But I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna plug this on the ground, and then I don't have high voltage gloves, so I got these zip ties to tie this thing to a stick, and I'm gonna use this. So I'll set that up real quick. All right, so we're back, and I've tied this up to here. You know, when you don't have a glove, sometimes, you know, life gives you lemons, you got to make lemonade. So this is my point of isolation. So I'm just going to hold it like this, and then I have a tan delta test set up here, and I just have it set to 30 minutes. That doesn't matter. You can go in here and take a look at this. This is actually, if you look very closely, this is negative DC. You could change this to positive DC. I'm going to show you that actually shows up on the meter properly, which is pretty neat. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start this. And what we've got is it's just going to go right here. And I have a Corona ball on the end of a cable. And I'm just going to test the voltage. And you can see the multimeter down there at the same time. So let's go ahead and crank this thing up. All right, so we're at negative 2 kV. Meter is on, and it's set to DC. That's important. And so you just go right here and you go on it like that. And if I could do multiple things at once, you'd be able to see. Yes, it's at it's actually negative 2 kV. So this meter down here, it's not showing kV, so you have to take that number, and here I'll reapply it so we see it. You take that number and you multiply it by 1,000, okay? So that's negative 2.02, and this meter doesn't, you know, the TD doesn't tell you what it's negative 2.0. Well, you don't know what's after that, but you know, good enough. Now I want to do one more thing, and I want to show you. You actually do the math and figure out what's going on here. But if you go now we're measuring the voltage with the multimeter. You can see your microamps went up, right? And then if I take it off, you see your microamps went down. Now, and what we're looking at is right here, okay? And so now let's go up and let's go up to 20 kV, right? This is 10 times higher. Oh, there we go. Negative 20 kV, and you can look at your microamps right now, still 0.1 microamps. Practically nothing. I apply the stick, and what happens? It makes a sizzle because it's quite a bit higher, but negative 20 microamps. Okay, so if you did the math, you could probably figure out what size resistors we have in there. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna bring it back over here because you saw the microamps before, but now you can see the multimeter, and if I can get this just right, you can see the ball up there, and there you go. And the meter says negative 20, and the light killed off on that thing. Let's go ahead and see if I can, there you go. Get closer to that meter, negative 20. So you just multiply by 1,000, and that's your voltage, right? And so let's go ahead and go up to 40 kV. Negative 40 kV again. And that just means that our hot terminal is negative with respect to our ground terminal, okay? So we have 0 volts down there, and as we get closer, you actually see, yeah, the air. This is the air breakdown right here. So you can actually see the voltage in the air as we get closer and closer to it, right? And then as soon as you touch it, boom, there it is. And we're at 40.03, and I know it's hard for some people online to see that, but there you go, negative 40 kV, and it's working just fine, okay? So this thing does work. And it does work with your multimeter, but the thing is if you lose this ground connection, then you have no reference to ground. And you know, that whole meter and everything is now floating at whatever voltage is applied right there because it has nothing to bring it back down to earth. And I'll show you here in a second what I mean with a schematic diagram. So let's transition over to that.